the next 8 years. And when you think of the population of British Columbia, it's only 5 million. So 903,000 out of 5 million people is a significant number. We have many aging people in this province who are retiring, and this has therefore opened up a lot of jobs for newcomers like yourselves who want to come and get an education, gain specific skills and fill those jobs. So why Douglas College? We are the largest degree granting college in British Columbia and in Vancouver. We have close to 4,000 international students from 90 different countries. And of course, that includes Nigeria. We have 3 campuses. The main one is in one of the neighborhoods of Metro Vancouver called New Westminster, and another is in Coquitlam. We have been an institution for 50 years. This is our 50th anniversary this year. So some key points I need to point out. Douglas College is a public institution. Therefore, you can definitely be assured of having high quality academics and instruction. As a college, our programs are practical and applied. What that means is they are designed to give you skills necessary to find you jobs. Whereas in a research institution, a university, you may be studying something that will lead to more research opportunities or an opportunity to work in academia. Compared to major universities, the fees at Douglas are significantly lower. You would save $30,000 per year if you studied at Douglas compared to somewhere like UBC or SFU. We have flexible admissions 3 times a year, so the next intake is September. Smaller class sizes, maximum 35 students, so you really get more interaction with the instructors, access to a wide variety of industries, and very dedicated services on our team. So the next slide I've got here is a map of the whole Metro Vancouver region. And the reason I'm showing this is because you see these colored lines. This is our metro system, which we call SkyTrain. Douglas College is located directly on the SkyTrain line, so it's very convenient to get to. Our students can live all over the Metro Vancouver region and get to the college quite easily through these. This is our main campus in New Westminster, right along the Fraser River. And I'm just gonna, I don't know how to get rid of this yellow line, but okay, never mind. This is our brand new business building, also in New Westminster. And this is our Coquitlam campus where our hospitality and health programs take place. Speaking of programs, let's have a look at what we offer. For those of you who are currently or have recently graduated from high school, from your WIAC or NACO, we have 2-year diplomas in a variety of industries, some of which are highlighted right here. The biggest faculty is business. And within business, you have all kinds of specializations, such as management, accounting, supply chain management, HR management, finance, and a whole lot more to choose from. For those who are keen on completing a bachelor degree, we do have our own bachelor degrees, but many of our students will do what we call university transfer. What that means is you can study 1 or 2 years at Douglas College at a significantly lower rate, cost-wise, compared to university, and then you transfer to one of the local universities to complete your degree. So you can graduate with an associate degree from Douglas College, a bachelor degree from somewhere like UBC, and then you're ready to apply for your postgraduate work permit. Some of the universities our students transfer to are listed here. The most common being those directly in Vancouver, which I mentioned already, the University of British Columbia and Simon Fraser University. Our students also go to the University of Victoria, the University of Toronto, and McGill. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, you have 2 years at Douglas, or you can do one, and then you do 2 more years at the university, which gives you your bachelor degree. And some of the transfers are actually guaranteed. So to give you an example, if you started with engineering at Douglas College and you completed 2 years, you could, as C plus or B, you would be guaranteed that transfer to the university. So very good opportunity to kind of get settled in Canada as a new international student, then move to the bigger institution. So what I'm showing here is simply a graphical representation of what that transfer system looks like. So you'd start by finishing high school in Nigeria, coming to Douglas College, doing your 2 years, graduating with your associate degree, science or arts. At that point, you can apply for your work permit if you want, 3-year work permit, or you can transfer to the university, do 2 more years, have your bachelor degree, and then apply for your work permit. So lots of options. And you don't have to decide this until, you don't have to decide if you're going to transfer until your final year of college. It takes a little bit of pressure off of you. Now, for those who want to complete their bachelor degree at Douglas College in its entirety, these are the programs we offer. I mentioned earlier, our largest faculty is business, and you can see here I've highlighted some of those specializations. In addition to business, we offer an applied arts in, sorry, a Bachelor of Arts in Applied Psychology, Applied Criminology, Performing Arts, Child and Youth Care, and actually I just found out yesterday we have one more new degree, which is Early Childhood Education. So we are always adding more programs as we move along. For those of you who have tuned in today who already have a university degree, we offer postgraduate programs. We have 1-year post-degree diplomas. These are our offerings here, mostly in the business faculty. And this graphical flowchart I have to the right, what I'm trying to show here is that if you do a 1-year program and you've decided that's enough, you can apply for your 12-month postgraduate work permit. If you do 2 of these programs back to back, 1+1, you actually qualify for the 3-year work permit. So you have an opportunity to study 2 separate specializations, which gives you 2 years of education and again, the 3-year work permit. We also offer 2-year postgraduate programs, and these are the offerings here. And there's one more that I did not include that is brand new, and that is Advanced Human Resource Management. Okay, and again, just like the 1+1, this being 2 years, you qualify for the 3-year work permit. And again, what I'm showing here is an example of the combinations you could consider. Some of our students will do international business management in 1 year and then marketing in the next year. And that gives them 2 years of study, 1-year diploma, sorry, 2 years of study, um, two specializations, and the postgraduate work permit. Okay, back to jobs. I know I mentioned earlier, and I showed you a slide of the economic activity in British Columbia. One of the key factors in finding work is not just your education. It's not only your work experience, which you can gain while you study at Douglas College, but it's also acquiring a number of certifications. Now, thankfully, our programs have been designed with consultation with local industry and what they require from our students. And in many cases, they need some kind of certification. So if you study accounting, you are studying the modules necessary to apply for your CPA. If you are in project management, you are studying what's necessary to receive your PMP, Project Management Professional. And in finance, there are two certifications you can strive for, the CFP and the CFA. And again, all of our programs are designed to provide you with the training to acquire these certifications. Many of our programs, and we always add new ones every single year, have what we call co-op. What a co-op program is essentially an opportunity to gain practical work experience that is part of your academic program. So by working with our Career Center, we will help you find jobs that are relevant to your field of study that will give you the experience necessary to secure one of those better jobs once you graduate. Typically, these co-op programs are done in your final year. You will do 1 or 2 semesters of full-time work. Typically, the pay is higher than any other jobs you might find. So if you're applying for a program that has a co-op, I highly encourage you to apply for it because, as I mentioned earlier, having Canadian work experience is paramount in finding jobs in Canada. For those programs that do not have co-op, there are many other jobs available that our Career Center can help you find, apply for, and work towards achieving. So this is an important slide. I know the cost is something that is often a deal breaker. I've talked a lot about how Douglas College has lower fees than the universities, and this is true. And our fees are similar to many of the other institutions in the city that are similar in size and scope. So currently, starting this September, 1 year tuition is 18,000 Canadian dollars. Accommodation and food, so room and board would be typically about $1,000 per month. So you're looking at $12,000 per year. And then other costs such as transportation, health, books, supplies, and so on you'd need to budget about $3,000. Now, we do offer partial scholarships. For those of you who if you have a B3, B as in Bravo, B3 average from your WIAC, you can automatically receive a $2,000 scholarship. For those of you who have a university degree, if you have a second class upper standing, again, automatically $2,000 scholarship towards your studies. So right away, if you have met those requirements, your total fees will come down by $2,000. In addition to that, you can apply for what we call the merit-based scholarship. So it's possible to receive another $2,500 off of your tuition fees. So we have had students in the past with very high academic results receive $4,500 towards their tuition. So there are ways to bring these costs down. And I should also mention you can work while you study up to 20 hours per week, which should help ease some of these financial burdens. Requirements. Pretty straightforward. If you are a high school graduate, we need, if it's Canadian education, a C in English 12. If you have done the WIAC or the NACO, you need an average of C5, minimum C4 in English for most programs. Occasionally we can accept C5. If you are studying the Cambridge system, we need 4 AS subjects with D or higher, or 2 A-level subjects, D or higher. If you are in the IB program, minimum 24 points. For those of you who have completed a university degree and are looking for a postgraduate program, we need a minimum second class lower. We do not accept third class. Okay, right here, second class lower is minimum. And just a reminder, if you have second class upper, automatic $2,000 scholarship. You must be 17 years old within, it says first day of class, but we have relaxed that somewhat of late. You must turn 17 within the first semester or even the first year. It's a case-by-case decision. But as long as you turn 17 within the first year, that is fine. How to apply? Well, since this webinar is being hosted by Maple, you would certainly want to talk to them, but it is very straightforward. You would simply go into their office, fill out our application form, provide them with your documents. That would be emailed to us with a application fee of $100. For those of you who have tuned into this webinar, I'm going to ask our hosts at Maple Education to give a waiver of that application fee. So anyone who's tuned in today and wants to apply, you don't have to pay the application fee. Just let Maple know you saw my webinar and I mentioned the tuition fee waiver. We're happy to do that for you today.
I would like to quickly add as well that
sure, go ahead.
Going on right now due to coronavirus, you can actually send your documents through our online platform. So we actually have a portal that students can access.
Okay, great. And I see there's questions coming up. I just want to point out a couple of things. I'm nearly done, and then we can get to some details from the Maple side and questions. We do have application deadlines. So the next semester is September. The deadline to apply is May 31st. That's coming up. Many of our programs do close early, so be sure to talk to Maple to find out if the program is still open or not. And then the next semester we are accepting applications for is winter. That starts in January, and the deadline is September 30th. And I just want to end with one video to before we get to questions. So here you go.
Particle pollution and chemical pollution.
And isn't it amazing?
안녕하세요. 다그락스 컬리지에 온 걸 환영합니다.
你好，欢迎来到道格拉斯学院。Привет,
я запрошую тебя до Douglas College.
Bienvenidos a Douglas College.
নমস্কার, আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত
Bienvenidos a Douglas College.
Xin chào mừng các bạn đến với Douglas College.
Bem-vindos ao
नमस्कार, आप सबको स्वागत है Douglas College.
ਡਗਲਸ ਕਾਲਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ।
Watch what happens now.
So thank you very much for tuning in today. This is my email address here. This is our admissions email address. As mentioned before, any inquiries should go through Maple initially, but let's open up the floor to any questions. Someone asked is there a waiver for application fee? Yes. So as I mentioned earlier, for those of you tuning in today, I am happy to waive the application fee of $100. Just mention this to your counselor at Maple, and that counselor will contact me to confirm.
Okay, so does anyone have any more questions? I'm guessing we all have some questions. Okay, Victor, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi,
Yeah, go
Jones. Thanks for the nice presentation. My question is, I have an MBA and I would just like that Canadian experience education, especially in the supply chain management or in the business administration. Would that be possible? And could you guide on that? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We, our typical admission requirements are a bachelor degree, but since you have an MBA, that is a level higher. You could certainly apply for our business programs. And supply chain, I can tell you, is a very good program in Canada for a number of reasons. One, there are a lot of job opportunities. There are not enough people in Canada with the skills necessary to fill the jobs. And the starting salary is relatively high. In discussion with people from the industry, typically you're looking at about $60,000 per year just to start off. So great program to apply for. And if you have an MBA, absolutely, we could consider your application. I'm just going to respond to a question I see in the chat box. For postgraduate students, do we have to contact supervisors or lecturers? No. All we require are your education documents, your transcripts. So we don't need any reference letters. We don't need anything from your previous supervisor or lecturer. We don't need any SOP, statement of purpose, nothing like that. Just your transcript. So it's pretty straightforward. Someone here has asked if it's possible to apply for a master's program in Canada once a postgraduate diploma is finished. Yes, absolutely. Now, what you would need to do is contact the university that is providing the master degree and find out what their admission requirements are. We do have students who have done 3-year bachelors, and they come to Canada, they do 1 more year at the postgraduate level, and then they apply for their master's, because there are many master programs that require 4 years of post-secondary education. So say you've done 3 years in Nigeria, then you can do 1 year at the postgraduate level, then you can apply for the master's degree. But again, those requirements would come from that particular institution. But it is something that I have seen happen. Do we have a bachelor's in electrical engineering? We have, yes, we have a transfer program. You can begin your studies at Douglas and then transfer to UBC or SFU to complete electrical engineering. Okay, someone's asking about admission with senior secondary certificate. If that is equivalent to WIAC or high school, then yes. Someone's asking for the slides. I will send that to Maple. I can also send it to this email address, so I will do that once this chat is over. Someone's asking about the graduate program in computer and information systems or supply chain management. The prerequisite is very simply a bachelor degree with a minimum second class lower standing. If you have third class, I'm afraid we cannot accept you. If you have second class upper, we can give you a $2,000 scholarship. And by the way, we do not require English proficiency. Nigeria is an English-speaking country. If you have a bachelor degree, that satisfies our English requirement. If you have a C4, in some cases C5 in WIAC, that satisfies our English requirement. Someone's asking about web and mobile computing in your postgraduate program within engineering. Yes, in fact, for our postgraduate programs, typically any bachelor degree you have done is acceptable for most of our programs. The one exception is accounting. You must have some experience in accounting to apply for our post-degree in accounting. Everyone's who's, okay, I know a lot of people want the slides. I'm wondering if, Obi, if I can request your assistance here, maybe what I can do is send the slides to you.
Yeah.
And then perhaps, I'm sure
Yeah,
you'll
that's
be,
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, could
So
just
anyone
send
who
it to
needs
me
this,
and I'll send it over to everyone that joined today.
okay, that's great, thanks. Yeah, so anyone who wants the slides, I will share those with Maple, and Obi can share those with you. Yeah, because there's a lot of information there. And in fact, I will send even more information that you can access, such as our prospectus, both for the undergraduate level and postgraduate. Someone's asking about the age range. So I mentioned in one of the slides, we want our students to be 17 within the first semester, typically, 17 years of age. So if you're 16, you can apply. There's no maximum age. However, I understand that the longer you have been out of your previous education studies, then the more difficult the visa will be. That's something I'll leave between you and Maple, but we don't have a maximum age at this time. But again, I think it's something, it's an important thing to discuss with Maple because they will understand more in detail what the visa officers may be looking for. Someone's asking about the procedure to apply. Get in touch with Maple. They understand the procedure. They will ask for your documents and they will send that to us. Typically, we can provide an offer letter within 1 week, as long as we're not in a very busy time. We're pretty quick to turn around offer letters.
Yeah, I'll just like to say, if you're interested in applying, after this session is over, just send an email to me and we can kick things off from there.
That's great. Thanks. Someone's asking about the fees. How are they going to be paid? So we use an online banking platform called Flywire, and this will connect to whatever bank you are using in Nigeria. You can also pay by credit card through Flywire. It's a pretty easy platform to use. And in most cases, you shouldn't have to go to your bank, but that's how we pay the fees. And typically, we would require the first semester deposit in order to provide your letter of acceptance. And that is approximately 7,500 Canadian dollars that we would require. So I think I've answered one of those questions about tuition fee. Just one semester is necessary. And then once you're in Canada, you pay by semester. So you don't pay in full, you pay one semester up front. If your visa is denied, of course, there's a refund. After that, you pay by semester. So it is like installments. Can someone with a lot...
Sorry, I would like to say, on the off chance of us getting disconnected, because there's a time limit on this, just reconnect back with the link.
Okay, sure. Yeah, all the slides will be shared with Maple. So Obi, you said we're going to end the meeting. Oh, I see we have 2 minutes remaining, right?
Yes, so there's about 2 minutes, and then once that's exhausted, just click, everybody can, rejoin with the link that they used initially.
The same link, okay.
Yes, the same link, yes.
So if this cuts off while I'm speaking, everyone just rejoin with the link. I'm happy to keep taking questions. Let's see. Can someone with a law degree apply? Yes, we accept law degree. How long does it take to get admission? Typically, we provide the offer letter within a week, 1 week. And then once you pay your fees, that takes a few days to go through the banking system. Once we receive that, we send your acceptance letter. So the whole process of applying to receiving the letter of acceptance could be 1 to 2 weeks. Refund policy, if your visa is denied, we provide full refund less $250 administration fee. If you decide you just don't want to come to Canada, you change your mind, you don't have a legitimate reason, it's a 50% refund 5 days before the start of class. Study permit, good question. My understanding is, and maybe Obi can answer this better, but it's taking at least a month or more currently in Nigeria. Maybe it's faster, I'm not sure.
Sorry, what was the question again?
How long is it taking for visas to be approved?
Well, with the current situation, I can't really tell because there's been a huge change to how the process goes. So it takes a bit longer now. Yeah, it takes a bit longer now.
Yeah, there are a lot of students from Nigeria applying for Canada, so and